Joe Friday with Lord Sorenson, and we are here at the bike shop. He's going to show us around.
But I've got pallets and pallets of stuff back there, like all the new old stock hubs, spokes, just things. If somebody ever had a shop and had the stuff, they might have 4 hubs in stock, and that would have been really and truly a big deal, and no reason to have more than that. Well, we'll have hundreds of them. Gas tanks, I've probably got, 500-600 gas tanks. AMF, the factory's right over here was over here on 65th Street, which is only 4 or 5 miles from here. And we had to deal with them continuously. We got all the factory returns, all the B-grade bikes. And when they closed AMF in the early 80s, we got the last deal we got was like 7 tractor trailer loads of stuff, and that was all the plastic that went with these. So I've got like just cases, and even these blue shelves right here, they're all the shelving out of the plant itself. Average person would have threw that stuff away in the 80s when it had no value, and just we saved it, and it was just unreal. That's the only reason I can build these bikes. If I ever find a frame, I can make one look like it just rolled off the assembly line. Because I got the fork bearings, crank bearings, every nut, bolt, washer. That's 100% the way they came off the assembly line. As clustered as it looks, I know where every single thing is, because my wife will be looking for something, and I'll be on the road with the concessions, and she'll say, oh yeah, baby, we gotta just look, and you see that reflector like that, reach in, now it's not there, go to the right and go down. And so, damn, how you know? Because I put it there, it might have been 30 years ago, but I put it there.
We're like at this kid's basketball game, and I was wearing my Evel Knievel gear, and he said, hey, I have an old BMX bike, it's pretty good, I can show you some pictures, but I need some decals. And I said, I think I know a guy in Little Rock.
Front 76 Evel Knievel decals, and these bundles of number plate decal. Some people just love to have one, and
yes,
we got hundreds. Because I got 2 boys, and that's what I always say. Daddy won't leave you no money, but I'll leave you stuff. 10-speed seats, the grips for the little 16-inch bike. That's all new old stock. No, it's not.
Look at that.
Stuff people wouldn't even know still exists, but it exists. Seats for the 76 Evel Knievel bikes. There's another case of them, and there's another one. Biggest things AMF had going at the time, and for a low-end bicycle, AMF really designed some pretty cool stuff. Definitely have to say the Evel Knievel bike was probably one of their biggest things that they scored. Then there's only a small thing, but even the rubber tips for the kickstand, nobody's going to have that. But I got cases and cases of that kind of stuff. I know I got a whole box of these seat clips I was looking for. I had to find them at another time. It was just so interesting, different stories that I've got through helping people with these bicycles. We held this stuff 45 years pretty well. It just had no value then, and now you can sell a number plate. We used to sell the whole bicycle complete for like $69.
Yeah.
Now you get $100 for the number plate. So it's really, that's the hard to find one, the Shortster right there. I figure the reason for that is it was small enough to wind up in a trash container and get thrown away, whereas a bicycle, we'll take it to the salvage yard one day or something, but it got pushed in the corner and
Yeah.
A lot of neat stories I've got over that because it was, well, he's an older guy now, just like all of us, but he had, well, his grandfather had a slip right across the canal from where Evel Knievel had his yachts parked. And Lord and behold, this guy had some cute aunts that was in their early 20s. So Evel spent lots of time over at his grandpa's house. And his grandpa passed away a few years ago. And he went down there and he was helping his grandmother take the shed down and realized his bicycle was still there. And he said, oh, it's never dreamt you could find the parts for us. He said, the wheels are horrible. Send me them wheels. They're not as bad as you think. And it probably look, you know, like this, all rusted. And but a lot of people on the Facebook nickname me like the rim god or the wheel god. And God's a little strong, but this is only one of them. But I take it as a compliment anyway. I made them look like new, put on new spokes and hubs and sent them back to him, and number plate, crossbar pads, and he's just so delighted. One, that the bike wasn't gone. He figured it was gone years ago, but now, because Evel Knievel physically gave him that bike.
Evel Knievel.
I get more pleasure out of doing for others than this is a guy who was over in Memphis, Tennessee. He came over here and I helped him build his bike. I'd redone him a set of wheels for his Evel Knievel 20-inch bike, and then he heard I was in the hospital, so he kind of penciled drew a picture of the Baptist hospital and then the bike shop, and you know, kind of made me like a get well card. I kind of thought that was pretty special. When I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Gosh, that's you?
That's him, and that's the original little apron he used.
That's the one he's wearing?
Oh,
Okay.
Which is amazing. So many times, you know, Evel Knievel would have been on the fairgrounds with us, and I could never get over there. You know, you always think, oh, tomorrow, you know, and then tomorrow never comes. So I probably got, I guess I got 40 of them stored. And that was a big joke in the hospital. All the nurses said the only reason I didn't die was once I got to where I could talk to them. I told them, you know, I'm trying to get 100 built.
Yeah.
And had I not got sick, that wouldn't have been the issue. And I'm still planning it's not an issue, but reality it might be. But I just told the wife, you know, God comes gets me. I said, you can do, because I'm Catholic, I said, instead of lighting candles, everybody I sold parts to will put a thing on everything evil, and they can post a bike. That'll be the number 51, 52, till we get on up to 100 pieces. And whether they, you know, somebody I sold parts to, or they just got one, it'll be kind of like a memories deal. But it's,
Just showing that?
I read this at home.
Okay.
This side of 7, right? This side of 7. Man, I love that other piece.
the article came, he sent it to my wife's phone, and then we was laying in bed and I read it, you know, I just start, pretty emotional guy, which you figure out real quick, you know, I started boo-hooing.
Well, I gotta admit, I did too. So when you were talking about the prayer warriors with the everything evil,
Everything evil.
it was amazing. And it's so true, because they had my back too when my parents got in a motorcycle wreck. Yeah, Lawrence says, I'm not the only sick one, Sorenson points out, and he's right.
There is an Everything Evil Facebook group that has nearly 12,000 members. Many of those members prayed for Sorenson during his hospitalization and continue to lift him up during the chemotherapy that he endures twice a month.
Yes, you know, people always talk about, you know, Facebook friends, this and that. Oh, you know, you die tomorrow, how many come to your funeral or something?
Yeah.
To reality really hits, but them people kept my wife going when I was in the hospital, because medically, I was not supposed to come home. Medically, I wasn't even supposed to see surgery, because when I went in for my 6-month checkup, my surgeon said, I'll tell you this now, Lawrence, I would have never told you or your wife this then, I never expected you to see surgery, because with a ruptured colon, they don't get you within 24 hours. You're pretty well. It was 7 days, and they still never got my fever down to where they felt comfortable to do the surgery. Which, now that I've been told what I've been told, I really figure they just thought I was going to pass and not have to do the surgery. And she says, "You're just amazing." You know, they couldn't believe how well I, just got out of there. So that's why I say everything I got to kind of be ungrateful, I got just as much to be grateful for. And it's hard to look at it like that sometimes, but that's really the only way I can. It kind of keeps me somewhat sane. Just really pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Happy landings!